Paleo quick tip of the day. Welcome to Paleo quick tip of the day. Do not eat vegetable oils. Now, one place that folks who strive to eat healthy fall down at is in their consumption of vegetable oils. Corn, soy, canola, they seem harmless, they're made from vegetables. The list goes on, and they are all basically really bad. The big one I notice is margarine, which is actually worse than just the fake oil it is made from. Since the hydrogenation process it undergoes to make it solid loads it up with trans fats, which are the worst fake fat of all. Outdated fake science from decades ago assured us that vegetable oils, such as the early one Crisco, which actually is made of cottonseed oil, does that sound even vaguely edible, for God's sake, is really healthy for us. That's what they said, because it's not loaded with cholesterol. Well, it's not healthy for us, not at all. Vegetable oils of all sorts are now eaten in huge amounts, mainly because, drumroll, they are cheap. So all makers of crappy processed foods, like cakes and pies and cookies and other really junky cheap foods, load them up with these fake fats. But what do vegetable oils, or as I more accurately like to call them, industrial seed oils, what do they do to your body? Well, these fake, unstable fats replace real, healthy fats in your body. Real fats that used to come to us in the form of butter, coconut oil, beef tallow, and the like, animal fats, and oils from nuts or seeds that were edible, like olive oil, avocado oil, macadamia nut oil. All of these are fantastic sources of nutrients like vitamin A and tend to be very anti-inflammatory and even preventive of both heart disease and cancer. That's right. Just the opposite of what we were all told in the 1970s, that it was real fat that caused heart disease, despite the scientific facts that actually tell the opposite story. Funny how fat and fact are almost spelled the same. The fats in vegetable oils are all omega-6 fats that are highly inflammatory. In addition, when you eat vegetable oils instead of fats, that is what your body uses to rebuild your cells. In a recent mouse study, when mice were fed vegetable oils, they incorporated these fats when rebuilding their skin cells. The body can only use what it has, and if it has lousy building blocks, that's what it uses. The result was rampant skin cancer, while a control group of mice who were fed real fats were fine. When the diets were reversed for each group of mice, the control group developed skin cancers, while the original group began to heal. The point to take home is that we are natural beings that evolved to consume natural foods made by God that supply all that our bodies have been created to use in maintaining our health. Cheap, man-made, fake fats in factories made with heavy industrial equipment and chemicals do not supply what our bodies need. This should really come as no surprise if you just think it through. Imagine squeezing oil out of a corn cob, a dried up corn cob. You need some heavy equipment. Here's the bottom line, not just in this fat controversy, but in anything that comes up in terms of health. We should only eat things that occur in nature, as close to their original source as possible. Things like grass-fed dairy and beef. Cows evolved to eat grass, not grains. Wild-caught seafood, not farmed, where fish are fed unhealthy grains just as are ruminants on the land. Simple fats processed without need of noxious chemicals and huge machinery. Fats like coconut oil, butter, olive oil, and ghee. And have I mentioned all of those are very, very tasty? God made fats and all other foods as well, natural and not overprocessed. Nutrition and health are much simpler than they are usually made out to be, and really are pretty much common sense. Our great-grandparents knew this stuff, and all of their ancestors. Real foods are pretty much all good. I mean, even ancient varieties of grains are far healthier and less damaging than modern, GMO, and irradiated varieties of wheat and other grains. I have experimented on myself with ancient grains, and I get no ill effect from that at all, where if I was to eat modern bread or pasta, I would feel sick. I'd have an upset stomach right away, and my body can't even deal with that anymore. My one rule of thumb is this: the more a food has been processed, engineered, and just plain messed with, well, you can be sure that it is not fit to eat. Paleo Quick